Dangote, see they find money.
Jacob. I'm sitting down.
Is it me? Am I on camera?
That's for off the podcast.
Yeah, off the podcast.
No, but
any random discussion.
Steven, stop.
Me personally, I haven't cheated. So what is my witness?
No. Doing?
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
Just move on to
Yeah, 100%.
Glory be to the Lord.
No, listen, do you know the thing that you're talking about? I feel like this whole saying, and I think it's discipline.
Am I getting that saying wrong?
No, you're right.
Not getting it wrong. It's one aspect.
Whenever I hear it, remember there was a rampant slavery culture in Jamaica because of what they've been through and the history of Jamaica and how it came to the British, etc. So whenever I hear, even when I hear certain things in our culture, growing up Nigerian, Ghanaian, sometimes you have to think what parts of this culture is organic to us and which parts did it come from, like slavery that's kind of been imported into us. Because even if you go home, do you know one thing I've realised, people, not so much, even back home, when I was in Ghana, people speak Tree, but they'll speak to each other in English.
Parts
But
of
they
it
both
is.
speak Tree. I don't speak Tree like that. I can understand words here and there. But if I spoke Tree, I'm not going to speak English with anyone that speaks Tree. You get me? But when we come over here, it's like, man will both speak Yoruba or both speak the back home language, but they'll rather speak English. And obviously back in the days, if you're on a slave plantation, etc., you can't speak a language that the slave master don't understand, or like you're trying to speak some code. Obviously, I'm not trying to make this is about toxic masculinity.
You know what?
But just when Steven said that, it just kind of took me to that.
I say, do you know what we take it to another episode?
I don't want to veer off.
Yeah.
But just because you said that saying,
one of the topics is actually on the basis of that.
Just because you said that saying, it always reminds me of like I always think where did it come from?
When I think about that,
I don't want anyone to get offended or if you get me or feel like
disclaimer. Like,
I'm just thinking out aloud.
Whenever I think about that saying in particular, I always relate it to if you do something that can have a negative solution. Do you understand? Then you're going to feel the pain when it comes in the sense of
not necessarily physical,
not physical, but
sit down,
like
repercussions of your actions.
I've seen certain man that what's it called again? They cheat on their wifey, and then next time they call it, hey babe. Hey, no, it wasn't me. It was the devil. You understand?
Like that man is not taking accountability for his actions. That guy there, seek God, because that doesn't sound right.
Bro, the devil's probably chilling. You go.
The devil forced you to go and do what you want to do.
The devil is a liar.
And she was just there. She just told me take off my clothes, babe.
So you listen, that there is not a man. I don't feel like that's a man. No.
You know, but I think this, just in terms of finalizing the aspect of accountability, the last aspect is through being accountable, how do we discover our divine purpose? So how do we live a purposeful life? And how do we stay true to our purpose?
I feel, me personally, when I started to be more accountable, I feel like being accountable transforms your life. It transforms you as an individual, takes you to a different level. Because you start to realise that, obviously we're all people of God and all of that, but a lot of things are in your power. Yeah. But if you view it as not being in your power, you're always going to feel helpless. Yeah. So when you might be in a situation, when man was in uni, second year, and I failed, you know?
Yes.
It was my fault. I wrote the exam. Yeah. I failed. You feel me? Obviously, man's gone back, patterned it, boom, boom. But when you're feeling, sometimes when you feel so much pain, you want to be in the now. Because it's a coping mechanism. Yeah. So you don't want to be accountable. I failed because of this or that or that. But nah, bro, it's just you.
It was me.
It's just you.
You know, one thing I'm thinking
you've got
as
a
well.
whole year, academic year, to pattern your academics. So why wasn't it patterned? But when you start taking that accountability, I feel it transforms you, and then you can start thinking about solutions and how do I not get in that situation again? Because we don't want to make mistakes twice. That's something we're not doing. We're never doing that. I'm not doing that, and the man is not doing. We're not making mistakes twice. Yeah. So the accountability thing for me, it's helped me. Responsibility has helped me, and as well coming into an adult where we're reaching the age where we might even be having kids down the line. Yeah. You have to be accountable.
100%.
Because you're not going to be looking after another life and all these things in a couple of years' time.
That one's a brazy one, you know. That one's a brazy one.
And then being accountable, being responsible. Remember, kids learn a lot of things just through osmosis. Just seeing how mummy is, seeing how daddy is. And if you're not accountable, and you're not responsible, what type of kids are we
you raising?
and then not only raising, what type of kids are we pushing into society?
True.
They affect other kids and influence other people.
Yeah.
You know, we want to cultivate those qualities from young. And the best way to lead someone or show someone is to be
That person
that
yourself.
person.
Yeah.
So I feel the accountability it's helped me.
I don't know, with this whole purpose thing, I feel like one thing you said is like, I took it as taking ownership. So take ownership of where you are right now, but then not just that, you take ownership of where you want to get to. So an example I saw that was good was the actor Matthew McConaughey. He's had his speech, he's thanked his friends, he's thanked his family, he's thanked the Lord, and he said to himself, well, the person he's chasing isn't any type of person on earth, it's just himself in 10 years' time.
Yeah, I saw that.
In 10 years' time,
it's a bad boy interview.
Yeah.
in 10 years' time, he's seeing himself as, I want to achieve this.
In a transformed way.
I want to get to
I've
this.
seen it.
I know where I am right now. So in order to do that, I'm doing X, Y, Z. So for me, I took that as, I might not know my purpose. I might not know it, but I know maybe where I want to get to in 10 years' time. And whether I get to it or not is irrelevant. It's just the fact that I'm chasing it
Just to
and working
tip off
towards that.
point, sometimes you don't know where you want to be,
Yeah.
but you know where you don't want to be.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you might not want to know where you want to. You might not know where you want to be in 5 years, but you know where you don't want to be
In 5 years.
So
yeah.
it's kind of that parallel.
Not oxymoron.
And knowing that
Yeah.
I don't know where I want to be, but I know I don't want to be in the same position, or I know I don't want to be in the same job. I know I want a promotion. So it's not always about knowing what you want to be.
end
Sometimes
goal,
if you invert that and know where you don't want to be, you can kind of lead yourself to where you want to be.
Yeah.
You know?
like that.
I think
very
when I
much.
think about a divine purpose, I always relate to God. In the Quran, in the Bible, it always talks about every single one of us have a divine purpose. And for me, I know that some people might not be able to know what it is in time, but you can find it deep within yourself.
Yeah.
You understand? Now, for me, I come from a single mother home. Yeah, I know from young, it's always been installed in my brain that I need to be great. I know that I want to become a millionaire.
Why
So
was
if-
that?
Because I know that I owe it to not that I owe it,
But
I feel as if for myself it's a duty to be a son that
almost
is
like it's
useful.
Was that because of the absence of your dad? Did you feel that,
No,
or just you in general?
just me in general.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
terms of, I know my purpose is to be great. I know that. So, for example, right now we're sitting on a podcast. I know that my purpose is to speak to people, to relate to people, to talk about issues that aren't necessarily spoken about. That's one of my purpose. I know that my purpose is to make. So, for example, I do events. You understand? I've been in events from
They pop off, man.
2014.
Come on, make sure you come in there.
Come on.
welcome to the world.
Overtime entertainment, baby.
Follow us there.
On our Instagram,
That's a shout out,
Overtime
also.
ENT.
Ah.
On Twitter,
To the
Instagram.
shameless plug. Shameless plug.
Of course.
If you see me there, just
You know, JJ, keep my
Tip your hat to him.
and Overtime ENT London. But essentially what I'm trying to say is, your divine purpose is installed in you, and everybody has a destiny. God has given you that destiny. You understand? Sorry if some people aren't religious, but I always relate my destiny to God. Because I know that through God I find a level of reasoning. You understand? So through God, okay, cool. I know that I'm destined for greatness.
Yeah.
And one thing you always find is that God always surrounds you around people that, especially when you're chasing your destiny, that are going to help you to get to where you are. I'll use you as an example, Malik.
Yeah.
I remember when I was in first year uni, boxing, you weren't really going to it that much. And then you started going to, what's that place where we used to go out?
Somewhere in Kent, no?
In Kent.
Just before Medway, man.
Yeah.
We used to go
Sittingbourne.
Sittingbourne, yeah.
Yeah.
And bro, after that, I remember when your whole incident with the with you actually fading that year, and you were elated. I remember you were talking on the phone, and
I was upset.
You were upset, and I mentioned God to you. But bro, one thing that we don't deep is that God always puts us at the right place at the right time. You went to London, bro. Remember you were at Finchley Boxing Gym,
Everything
bro,
just
and
boomed
that's when
off.
it started going off from
Yeah,
there.
it started picking
So
up,
in
yeah.
essence, what I'm trying to say is that when you have your destiny is something where to say that, yes, it's already predestined, but also when you are not on your destiny route, you can veer off from where you're supposed to go, or it can go longer. It's like I was saying the other day in the Bible, Jonah. God was calling him until he had to get swallowed by a whole fish for him to realize his purpose with God. You understand? Now
Then he repented.
Then he repented.
Yeah, because he wasn't listening.
Exactly. Now my essence of that is that your divine purpose is so much bigger than you, and you might not understand it. Might not be able to find it just there and then, and you might be looking at yourself and, what am I good for? What am I useful? But when you stay on the path of, okay, you're hardworking, you're determined, you're steadfast in your grind, something will always find itself and come to you, and you will always find it. you understand? So my advice to people listening and watching this is always entrust your path. Know that your path is what you have been destined to do and where you need to go. So therefore, even if it's a long journey, like a lot of people, we look at other people and we're like, oh, that person's got this going for them. Oh, he's wearing these kind of garments. Especially when you're at uni, you know, it's so easy to veer off and look at some. Bro,
comparisons
is a thief of
joy.
Trust me.
And bro, it's deep, you know, because I was even saying, you don't even know how these men got the sense of their wealth. Some men have been banging from January to September.
Bro, you don't forget that. You don't even know if it's theirs.
Yeah, 100%.
And sorry, just to what you were saying about purpose. In my experience, one thing I've realised is we're living in a fast world, so there's a lot of noise and a lot of things that go on. And you know how it is in London, everything's fast.
Yeah.
Your purpose don't shout.
Yeah.
Your purpose whispers. It's you got to be in a silent place.
Yeah.
When I say silent place, I don't mean physically, but in a mental state that's kind of silent and still to hear your purpose and hear what you're supposed to be doing. Because there's so much noise, and on top of that, you might be with the wrong people.
Yeah.
And
You're holding yourself back.
those people, if they're around you, they've blinded you, so you can't see your purpose. You don't even know. So being around the wrong people, that's one thing, and just having that mental clarity to know that this is what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
And what you're supposed to do isn't always the easiest route. A lot of times it's the hardest route, but it's the most fulfilling route. And it's the route that's gonna challenge you the most.
And
you know?
even on that basis as well, people don't realise, when you are on your journey, you have more people sniggering at you, laughing at you, joking about it, probably insulting you because they're like, oh, what is he even doing?
They hate the grind, bro.
As soon as they see you
They hate the
shining,
grind, bro.
I'm
They
telling
hate
you,
the
you
grind,
see
bro.
so many people come out, oh yeah, I knew him. I remember him back in the day we used to
They hate the grind.
But more time when I was coming to you for help, where was you?
Bro, I see that with you. I see that with Jacob. I see that with Jono. I see that with you. I see how it is.
I see
And
that
I
with
remember
you,
I've seen.
most people.
You reckon you see it with me?
I see it with you, most. Bro, I'm being serious.
I see,
man.
I do see most of you. I see a lot of people,
Yeah.
yeah. Because it's like, when you were going through it, bro, people are just, you'll be calling people to answer phone care. They don't
Bro,
wanna
it's a
answer phone.
problem.
Bro,
They're sending you the iMessage text.
Yeah, can I call you?
Can I call you later?
bro, you know what it's-
Sorry, I can't talk right
Gee,
now.
or not
They
even-
send you the automatic one. Not even the typed one.
No.
Bro, one thing I learned the hardest way, I remember 2020 COVID times, G. There's certain man I'm calling to just, not even, I don't even need anything from you. I'm just calling you just to let my heart out.
Conversation.
And it's like, but I'm not comparing. I don't do things to get favors or to, but
When you needed me, I was there.
But bro, that's
you
a
know
part
what
of brotherhood.
You called me. I was there for you. I supported you. I held your back. You cried on the phone, whatnot.
No, hey, Stephen.
No,
You're really exposing people.
I wasn't invited into this one. I wasn't invited.
Now I've got my problems, and I need somebody to cry out to let a little bit of myself down, and you're nowhere to be seen. And then you know I want to come up when I'm better.
You want to take an
You know I
success
want
you
to come
have.
back and how you been long time? No, that's not how it works.
You said no.
This
That
one
was
he's
a
holding
little
it.
personal.
This one he's holding it.
So
though.
bad.
Who's he
Little
talking
personal.
about though?
Don't
This
do
one
that.
he's held. He said no.
Finished, closed. The gate is
Over.
closed.
You understand? Jacob, stand outside the gates.
Yeah, bro.
No, you. I'm talking
What
about
you were
risky
saying is-
Jacob.
Deep.
What you were saying, bro? What you were saying?
No, you now. No, you.
Bro,
Oh,
what you were saying is so factual, yeah. People don't respect the grind,
no, at all not.
but they respect
The clout.
when you're. And people don't respect. Like they always show you flowers when you're gone.
Yeah.
You know.
They always give you
And
accolades.
I'm a Muslim, so I read a lot books, or I even read the Bible because I like just for perspective. And the Bible, regardless of whether you're a Muslim, Christian, or religious person or not, just from a philosophical point of view, it's a good book.
It's a life book.
Yeah. So even when Jesus was on this planet, bro, people hated him. They hated him, bro. He had the most blessed people by God had the hardest lives, bro. You look at the Bible, you look at all these people, Joseph, Jesus, they had hard lives, getting ridiculed every day, going through stress every day, you know. So sometimes, like I said, when you're following your purpose, that might be the hardest one. The purpose might be the one you're running away from.
Yeah.
Because you know that's the hardest one.
Hardest one, yeah.
You know. It's
Of
how it
course,
goes
we
sometimes.
always. I feel like as human beings, sometimes we know it's like procrastination. You know you got to do something.
Trust
but
me. That's
it's
exactly what it is.
Okay, you know, I'll do it tomorrow. Then tomorrow will come.
can't run
It's
away,
like
though.
this.
You
It's like
cannot
this,
run
bro.
away.
I was putting this off for. I had the all of the logos done for a year, and especially like obviously just to give you a bit of context. So in Kent in 2020, I actually ran some a Black Lives Matter protest, right? So I knew that I wanted to kind of talk about these issues that we kind of face in society today as a black person, but not only just talk about that, yeah, but also talk about situations.
Why you do that, man?
You see, you man are using
Steven
the
saying
best
continue now.
I was getting looks.
You know he's the silent troublemaker.
Of course.
You know we all
I was
know.
getting
People
looks.
don't know.
I
Guys,
was getting
listen,
looks.
yeah.
Please
I know you don't see us.
zoom into his face.
I know you
Hi
don't-
guys. Hi guys.
You don't see us together, yeah. You don't see us together, and you might think,
No, you're the evil guy though. You're the problem.
No. Chill. Let me tell you something.
Go on.
We're having a great discussion, you know. Everything's
He
going.
wants to change it,
Bro,
But Jonathan is the silent
Jonathan's
killer.
troublemaker.
You know something about me? I want to hit hit them with something.
Jonathan's the guy that will be like, I like problem, I like confusion. That's Jonathan.
No,
Those ones will be
yeah, in an extent, but I just feel like no, but I just feel like in general, it's like I'm so like in my own place, and it's like when I come out, these man know me more than anything. That's why they're saying it. Anyone else is gonna think, nah, it's not that. But it's like, you see, when I cause trouble with these lot,
That's a good one.
I cause trouble. Let's be real in it. Like it's like I like to joke, I like to banter just as much as these guys. But if you see me outside, I'm sitting there.
You just kick it back.
That's just my
Calm and
personality.
collected.
Yeah, that's just how I am.
Martini.
Jonathan.
It's a little daiquiri, Jacob, but pina colada.
Zombie.
Oh, fam, the good life, man.
Nah, it's correct, you know.
No.
I feel like a lot of people have to, and I spent a lot of time doing this, right? When you want to take accountability for yourself, there's a very, very deep personal process of looking at yourself in the mirror and looking at all the ugly stuff about yourself.
That you don't wanna see.
Yeah, I can tell you that I did this. It was actually like a failed relationship that forced me to do this and evaluate myself in all aspects, right? And I think it's something that I do like almost every year. It's the week before my birthday, and I kind of
That happens to me.
Yeah, I kind of
before my birthday, I get kind of upset. You know.
this is what I'm talking about. But then I realized more and more that it was myself investigating something. If I didn't hit my goals for the year, I'm upset with myself and all that stuff. But like the accountability stuff, there was one particular year was very deep where I had to go through all the ugly stuff. Yo, Jacob, you're like this. Oh, you have this trait. You have that trait. Listen to this from this person's point of view, etc. And then I made a very conscious effort to correct those very negative traits and habits. So, for example, if somebody says that I am very selfish, I intentionally was over selfless for a specific period of time to try and
negate
counter
it and
and
just balance it.
See where that
you know what I mean,
takes
and try
you.
and understand like myself, and so much so that right now certain things to me have become norm. To be selfless, to speak less, to try and understand somebody's point of view, to really be open about my emotions and my feelings before, because you know, if it depends on who you ask and what relationship you ask, I might be the most open person or I never said anything.
It all varies, innit?
Yeah, but then it depends on the point where I had that point of reflection, if that makes sense. So I think accountability, it takes a very, very personal, very ugly look at yourself. Do you understand? And I think everybody has to do it individually, even though, for example, we hold each other accountable as a group. Do you understand? I feel like everybody's done it here because, like you said you've calmed down a lot.
Yeah.
That calming down thing, I've put it, for me personally, I used to be very, I want in on everything. Oh my God, I want to try to. Then until I actually looked at what my plan was.
And you got burnt out.
And you
And
only
you took your step back
You only
to
need a
assess
few
it.
things
Yeah.
and just consistency.
Gee, some opportunities come my way, yeah, and I'm talking about some big opportunities come my way, and I just sit down and I look at it. The old me, maybe 2-3 years ago, I would have jumped right at that. Yes, I want
And
this.
you know, there's sometimes in investment, it's not the ones you get into, it's the ones you say no to.
100%.
Because
It's risk mitigation, bro.
Rothschild, was it Rothschild or Rockefeller, was about to insure
Rockefeller, the
was
Titanic.
about to insure Titanic.
He was about to show the Titanic.
If he insured Titanic, he would have went bust.
Pew.
But he
you don't
didn't
have
do
to
it.
Bro,
Sometimes it's what you say no to.
it's what saves you.
That's your blessing.
No,
Yeah, that's
100%,
your,
but
that's
then,
your savior, yeah.
you know, like I say this, like it's the plan. It's that big plan. That's what's made me calm down a lot. If I'm being honest, I don't really react. Like I don't throw a fit. My temper doesn't flare anymore because of first the work I've done, that very hard, dirty work I've done to look at myself, and secondly the plan. Do you understand? I don't panic. I don't I don't overreact and stuff like that because I know where I'm going. Does that make sense? And if you see me jump into an opportunity, best believe it's because it aligns with the purpose that I have.
Evaluated.
Do you understand?
Thoroughly and vetted.
Yeah.
Before we even start even having that conversation.
100%. They say, what did they say? What was the saying? I think it was probably like, you know, Reese, the guy from Mani Devoir. What's his name?
Reese Wambara.
Yeah. He said, I don't know whether it was his quote, and so don't quote me on this, but it was something like, what did it say? It says, marry the vision, but date the strategy or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Marry the vision, date the strategy.
Posted like a tweet.
Yeah, or something.
Tweet?
I can't remember, right? But then the plan is there. How I get there, all right, cool, we can change, it can veer and certain things, right? But I think it really does help, especially in fact, it doesn't matter men or women. It depends if you have a goal or you want to get to that level. Create that plan. Everybody talked about the purpose and everything, right? This is a very clear strategy on how to do it.
To get there, yeah.
Do you understand? Yeah, like Malik said, you don't know where you want to be in 5 years. It's not set in stone. I know a specific goal for myself in 5 years, what I want, right? But not everybody's like that. But you know exactly where you don't want to be in 5 years.
That's how I think. I kind of invert it.
I like that.
I know where I don't want to be.
I like that. I like that a lot.
So if I back reverse it from where I don't want to be, I can kind of find out where I want to be, or in and abouts.
Yeah.
I don't need to be there. It just ballpark and be around it.
This is it.
As long as I'm around it.
This is it. Because you have a target to aim at.
Yeah. That's it.
You have a target to aim at.
One thing for me as well, every year, this sounds weird here, but I give that year a name. So last year for me was strategic positioning.
That's mad.
Strategic positioning.
That's mad.
You know, I do the same thing, yeah, and I started doing it. I did it just for a couple of years, like 23. 23 for me, it was Michael Jordan, innit? Yeah. Jordan's number is 23, innit? That year was about taking shots, and I meant by taking opportunities. So I didn't really
output. Let's just get the shots in.
I had to try something different, and I dedicated that year to trying something different. 24 was Kobe. Please, I don't watch basketball. Any of my friends know me, I don't watch basketball, and they'll laugh. If they see this, they'll probably laugh but it's just those individuality, those personalities I took. That Mamba mentality. That guy 24 was extreme focus.
He's a killer.
That's all it was. So then 24, I picked one thing. I started a business.
Diligence.
And I was banging it. Again, I'm not saying everything is cushy or everything's worked, but those years were dedicated to certain things, like the team. I just wanted to just jump in there and just say that because it's a very key thing that you can do as well.
Like for me, this year, I would say is the keyword. I'm still trying to find the keyword, but I think it's around about focus. Do you understand? This year for me is focus. So finding the outlets that I'm good at and making sure that I'm building up. So for example, my focus this year is the podcast, overtime, building it up. You understand? And other little ventures. But it's focus. Last year was strategic positioning, getting into the right place at the right time. So for example, last year I did my masters. You understand? Because I knew that it would put me in a position to get
access into a different opportunity.
Exactly. And in terms of liaising, meeting other people, being willing to open up, like for example, I'm not from Ghana. I've never been to Ghana before, but I did an event in Ghana. Do you see what I mean? That was all because of strategic positioning, knowing people, networking, connecting. Yeah. So I think, when you have your divine purpose, have a plan, but also at the end of the day, look at yourself. What am I good at? How can I get to where I want to get to? And even if you don't know what you want to get to, what am I good at? Because I feel like a lot of people, when they're like, you're like to them, oh, you should start a business. They're like, oh, what should I start? And it's like, okay, cool. I remember someone I was dating, she was good at baking cakes. And I said, yo, sis, start a cake business.
You called somebody you were dating sis?
Well.
Okay, let's unpack that.
Quick question, let's unpack that.
Could you talk about this divine purpose thing? Would you advise somebody, just your opinion, would you advise somebody to tell people their divine purpose? Or is that something you keep private?
Okay, I'll do it from two ends of the spectrum, right? I would advise to tell people that will be able to give them the necessary advice. So for example, for me, one thing I always do, I heed to people that have experience in that sector. Finance, I know that I'll call Jacob, you understand? Some certain creative stuff. So for example, overtime, my business partner, if I've got an idea, I'll go to her and then she'll be like, okay, cool, maybe we'll break it down this way. I think talk to necessary people that have that expertise that you can go to. My mentor, I've got two mentors. So when I needed to do something like my masters, I went to my mentor, God bless him, Dummy. I asked him, sister, this is what I need. Business, my other mentor, Dr. Carlton Brown, I went to him, I said, look, sir, this is what I have. it's going to the right
relevant people.
relevant people, because I feel like sometimes people have an idea and they're just like, they go to Tom, Dick and Harry. Tom, Dick and Harry aren't going to spur you to your focus. Like, just as you said earlier, I know my mum, she's somebody, God forbid, oh, be careful, oh, if you go into this, oh, you're not a businesswoman, so it's not no disrespect, mum. But you but it's not no disrespectful flex. It's, you don't have certain people that, you don't you know certain aspects you don't know how, like for example if I'm starting a business, I need to do accounts, I need to do a business plan, I need to, so if I want to present it to necessary people, I need to do a cash flow statement, all of those little things. If I ask my mum, not to say that she doesn't know how to do it, but it's not going to be her first thought when it comes to starting a business. So, she'll be like, oh, the first thing she's going to say is, Stephen, be careful, you know how these people are. Or, you know, but the one thing I can say that I'll go to her for is how to treat people and how to respect people and how to deal with a situation. Like, for example,
the operations of it.
Yeah, the operations of the business. So, for example, like my mum's one thing, whenever, like, especially with my business partner in overtime, the first thing my mum said to me is, always make sure that you are genuine and honest to Francesca. So that's
it's integrity. Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. Because when you want to connect, and you don't realize, but subliminally, when you're honest and you're straightforward and you do things the right way, obviously it's business, yeah? You'll see that other business ventures will open up for you. You understand? So when it comes to the operational side, in terms of getting advice, I'll go to my mum. Yeah, I'll be like, Mum, okay, cool. How do I deal with, I've got this scenario that's happened in the business. If it's a struggle, if it's a situation, how do I deal with this situation? She'll give me the necessary advice. But it's all about going to the right entity to get that level of advice that will be relevant to what you are doing.
Yeah, I like that. I feel like, to answer your question as well, that some people, it's very obvious what their, it's kind of obvious what their purpose is.
Why would you say it's obvious?
Some people carry gifts that really, not, I wouldn't say dictate, because you have the choice ultimately to go into it or not. But some people carry very, very obvious gifts which kind of like lights a path on what their purpose is meant to be. But then again, how you define purpose is different, because I always see purpose in the end to help somebody else. That's how I understand purpose. That's like utilitarian type of thing. Yeah, the biggest, what's going to do the greatest good type of thing. I see myself all the time as a helper. It might be, I see myself as a financier to other people's dreams. Got you. That's helping. You understand? Yeah. But to become a financier like JP Morgan, you have to build up your own finances. Doesn't make sense. Your own wealth before you can
stretch out to other people.
Do you understand? That's
with one thing that you were saying, like you said, obviously people have their clear purpose, but I feel like some people, they're so talented. Like I take a footballer, Adel Tourette. Some people don't reach their full potential with their talent, and I feel like the one thing I was gonna say is that to me, my role models can be my friends. Like all of you gonna impact me in a certain way. Like one of you's determined, one of you's dominant, one of you's strong-willed. Like all these different things. If I don't know my purpose, I'm expecting the man just to come up to me and say, oh, have you ever considered this? Because to me, you got talking about how your year was going to go for you. I feel like for me, it's about giving good service. So me as a self, putting out to the world, I want to give good service. And then in return, I should receive something back. It should help me move and motivate myself to where I want to be next. Because I feel like if I don't give out good, like I said, help people, where do I see my joy, my satisfaction? And I feel like if I don't do it, it's like I'm not giving myself the full, like I'll look back and think, I didn't achieve, I didn't make it, I didn't this. So whereas I don't know my purpose, I'll put myself out there. But then my guys, my role models, they're gonna talk to me. Oh, have you ever tried doing this? Have you ever tried just go into this area and seeing what happens? These are the things that I'm starting to try to do a bit more to help me like with the year.
Makes sense.
Guys, I just want to say a big thank you. Firstly, I want to thank Soapbox Studios. For actually, giving us a space. I also want to say a big thank you to all of my guys, Jonathon, Jacob, Malik. I appreciate you guys a lot. But I can't lie, please shamelessly promote yourself. Yeah, let them know what you do or who you are. If you got anything going on at the moment. Yeah,
you're gonna shamelessly promote yourself.
No, I'm very much in the background. Love you,
shooter.
Catch me outside. If you know, you know.
Come on.
Catch us outside.
But quickly, what's your socials if they want to follow you?
Yeah. Stephen. But we don't want them to follow us.
You're being busy.
No.
Your love says might find him,
No, you know what? I'm very...
You never know who's watching the thing, you know?
Kill him, hit him with the pitch.
You never know, this is down to Big Egypt. Hello, guys.
You know what?
My name's Jacob.
Yeah. You know what? You can find me on Instagram, JAY_ BON.
He's shining on there, guys, man.
Said
Come on.
What about LinkedIn?
We're not telling them that. Thank you so much.
Malik, let them know about
I
you.
don't have socials, you know.
Hey!
I don't have socials.
Get a load of this guy.
No, but bro, you're gonna be a star soon, so you need to let them
I'm
know.
not gonna lie
You need
to
to let
you.
them know your socials.
Insta, the real MK101.
Okay.
Love it. Come on. Still Jono on the gram. I dropped a YouTube channel, so support that. All things Jono. Yeah, I'm coming with content on there, so yeah, you'll see me.
Thank you so much, everyone. Before we go, follow us on our socials, our Instagram, The Black Topic Pod, our Twitter, The Black Topic P. And if you want to find me, I'm Kamzy on Instagram. Thank you so much for tuning in, and see you next week.
That's a wrap.